Hello, welcome to the When I Have Spare Time podcast. My name is Frank, and I'm wasting time. So, I don't have Facebook, but when I used to have social media, the only social media I have is YouTube because I post my podcast there, and oh yeah, and also it everything I post gets mirrored to super fans. But anyway, what was I gonna say? Oh yeah, so like back when I had Facebook, I was friends with lots of like influencers, or I followed them, whatever. Because you know, I don't know, I don't keep a secret here. I like adding girls, or I used to add girls on social media or whatever media there was that would post pics of themselves like in bikinis and whatnot, because that's what women are for to me. They are things for me to look at. Some of them I do talk to, but on the most part, if you're a girl and I talk to you on the internet, it's because I like the way you look and I like the pictures you post, and you post the kind of pics that I like. I'm not going into details, but you do stuff in the pic that I like, or wear stuff that I like, or don't wear stuff that whatever. You're you're showing the parts that I like. There you go. You're showing parts that I like. If you're a girl and I'm your friend on the internet. Anyway, so one of these quote unquote influencers. I love it when people call themselves an influencer. It's just like Korean chick that lives in LA who posts lots of pics, and there's like whatever, like 1,000 people that are on her page and they like her pics. I guess that's an influencer. But anyway, um, I'm downloading YouTube videos, and so there's an ad on the YouTube downloader, and it's her picture, and it's and you read on her picture, it's like this dating site. It's like, do you want to meet Asian singles, or like local Asian singles? And I'm like, why do I recognize this chick? And I'm, and the first thing I think, she must be a porn star. Or maybe she's an escort I went to 6 years ago. No, but anyway. So like I look on my desktop, just on my desktop, because for pictures, I have a few of her pictures on my desktop because I use her as a background on a lot of my podcasts. Like there's a few, I use a few different Asian chicks as backgrounds. Oh, I use several chicks as the background for my podcast, because it depends on the length of the podcast. But she's one of them that I use, and I'm like, I recognize her. I'm like, wait a minute, I recognize her. I'm like, oh yeah, that's a chick on my desktop. I use her as the background for my podcast. But so anyway, it's the first time I actually, how people see a chick who's in an ad for a dating site. They're like, oh, she's not real, because it's like, well, it is a real person actually. But anyway, I'm like, oh, actually know who that person is. So they actually did use a local chick. I don't know. I just found it fascinating because I've never, because like all these ads you see for dating apps or sites, like well, at least with me, I'm like, I wonder who that girl really is. Like, who is that person really? And so I'm like, oh, I actually know who this person is. Um, Whatever. She's just a girl who lives in Hollywood. I mean, this is all based on the post I remember from her Facebook. She lives in Hollywood. I forgot her name. I mean, I have her under one of her pics, but that's not important. But anyway, so yeah, it's the first time I've ever seen a real person used in these dating ads. I don't know why I had to talk about this, but actually, I'll use her picture for this, for the background of this podcast, so you can see what she looks like. But I've used her several times because, like, she once again posts the kind of pics I like, or wears the kind of clothes, or doesn't wear the clothes. I'm sorry, she shows the right parts. I don't know why I repeated myself, and I repeated the same mistake too. But anyway, she shows the parts that I like. So she's influenced me in a way too. But anyway, I've wasted enough people's time. I'm gonna head out. Peace.